Hello mathematicians, I hope by the end of this video you can say I can use the distributive property. Let's look at a few examples here. So in real general terms, if we see this right here of A times the quantity B plus C, the distributive property tells us that we need to distribute this A into both the B and the C. So we take A times B, which is just A times B, and then add it to A times C. So that's just real broad general example. Let's look at a few more specific examples here. So if we were to get 3 times 2 plus 8, let's do this without the distributive property and just see how the truth behind the distributive property. So if we were just to follow our order of operations, we'd get 3 times 2 plus 8 in 2 plus 8 in parentheses, and we know 2 plus 8 is 10, so this would be 3 and then in parentheses 10. So this means 3 times 10, which just equals 30. Okay, so using the distributive property, so we'd have to distribute this 3 into both the 2 and the 8. So this would be 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 3 times 8 is 24. And 6 plus 24 gives us 30. So that is just kind of a way to show you how the distributive property works. Now let's get into an example with a variable in it. So we get 3 times the quantity x plus 8. We can't combine x plus 8, so we use our distributive property. Okay, and 3 times x is just 3x. So if you ever get a constant times a variable without a coefficient, you just take 3 times x, so 3x plus 24. 3 times 8 is 24. So that would be how you were to use the distributive property with a variable. Let's say we were to have 3 times then in parentheses 2x plus 8. Okay, again, I would distribute this 3 in to both the 2x and the 8. The 2x is just a term, so you distribute to both your terms in the parentheses. And 3 times 2x, so you take the 3, the constant, and you multiply it by the coefficient of 2. So that gives us 6, and we keep the x. So 6x, 3 times 2x is 6x, and still plus 24. Let's look at an example that uses subtraction. So we're doing 4 times the quantity 2x minus 2. So again, we're going to distribute this 4 into both terms, into both the 2x and the minus 2. 4 times 2x is 8x. So now when we're distributing the 4 into this 2 right here, is going to be a minus between them. So 8x minus 8. Okay, let's look at what happens when this is a negative number up front that we are distributing. So let's say we're given negative 4 times the quantity of 2x minus 2 in parentheses. So we need to distribute this negative 4 into both of these terms here. And negative 4 times 2x is going to be negative 8x. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And now when we distribute this through, okay, it could be negative 4 times 2, so it could be minus negative 8, or we know minus and negative is just plus 8. So you can kind of pretend like this is just a negative symbol. So negative 4 times negative 2 is a positive 8. So this would be negative 8x plus 8. So those are just some examples of using the distributive property. I hope after watching this video and getting in a little bit of practice, you can say I can use the distributive property.